Hey, it's Shop Talk, baby. This is the show where it's okay to be you. We're talking from Yale to jail and from the church house to the pimp house. Nothing's excluded on Shop Talk. So if you don't have a phone, I suggest you borrow one. Call in and voice your opinion live every Saturday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Yeah, that's right, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Don't forget to Shop Talk with your girl, because right here, we keeps it real. Good morning to my lovely people. And you are listening to Shop Talk with Mel. It is so crazy because via streaming on all platforms, you have certain platforms that require this to be this way. You can't play that. You can't do so. I'm trying to do it all for the listening audience as well as the social media sites. So y'all already know which one, but I ain't even saying it because y'all watching me on it. Make sure you follow us on YouTube. Please do. How about that? All right, ladies, listen. Let me tell you what's been happening. I've been having these weird dreams. So weird. Like, so weird. Before we start the show, I just got to tell you, I'm like, what is going on? The funniest one was, I was at a Chinese restaurant, right? And it was like sushi there. Well, I don't eat sushi, but I was with some people. I can't remember who I was with. And I didn't eat it, but I did get a Sprite. So I wanted to give them a tip. So when I gave them the tip, I had $10. I was like, well, let me do this. Well, I guess they were upset with the tip. This is what they gave me. Now, this is just my dream. They gave me I gave them a $10 bill. I said, I need a change. They gave me $3 in U.S. currency. No, $2 in U.S. currency, $3 in Monopoly money, and a $5 bill in Monopoly money. So I'm sitting there and I was like, no, I need U.S. currency. That's what I gave you. They said, you take. They told me to take it. And I was like, no, I don't want to take it. Give me my money. They was like, you take. That's all we have. So I'm upset. I was like, y'all gonna give me my money back or I'm calling the police. So I'm on the phone and I'm calling the police. Will some little like old man grave, like a Mr. Miyagi type thing, I'm using air quotes for the listening audience, he comes down and he hits me in the back of the knees with his stick. So I'm on the phone. They said, hang up now. I was like, give me my money back. So somebody was videoing it, thank God. So I'm on the phone with the 911 operator. I said, I'm not hanging up. They're going to kill me in here. I was like, they're giving me Monopoly money. They won't give me my money back. Child, when they got up there and once the police got to the place, that little man went back up in the rafters somewhere. It was crazy. It was straight up crazy. I was like, what was that about? I was like,
what did you eat before you laid down?
I didn't eat anything.
Oh, wow.
I ain't eat no Chinese food or nothing. And go ahead.
I have a theory. I think this dream was about your subconscious fear of being taken advantage of financially, and then also being ambushed.
You're good. Well, okay.
Amber D.
Okay, Amber D. All right, wait. Okay, last night. This is one. Don't judge me. So I guess it was like a whole lot of sex going on, right? I was in this place, and I'm telling you, it's so weird. Like this recent stuff is going on, and I had like, you know how when you box it in that thing that go like that, you hit it.
Yeah.
It was
the speed bag.
Okay, yeah, the speed bag. So, this person, I was watching all the other stuff. I was like, what is going on? I was like, oh, I'm not into that. They were like, well, just hit my feet with this speed bag. So I'm beating this dude's feet with this bag, and then his feet was swollen, and here I am like, oh, he was so excited about his feet being beat up, right? So I looked and I was like, oh, his feet is swollen. I said, that's how mine was. Listen, after I got off work. So I woke up this morning, I was like, cause I worked, so I was like, wonder what that was about. Go ahead, Amber, interpret that one.
Yes, sir. So I think this was definitely about your feet being swollen, but also like, I'm thinking, you know how you have like a phallus-shaped object. This is more of a testicular-shaped object. So,
I ain't got no balls, girl.
let me get there.
Okay, get there. Okay, get there.
And then with the background of I mean, it sounds like an orgy to me, but I think you are into it, and you're just not ready to address that. Like, you're not ready to come to terms with, like, you're into it.
You can't even say that right.
That's, cause we were like, just beat, and I know you like you have your foot thing. So when he was like, beat my foot with this,
Usually
speed
Mel
bag.
got a good comeback right away. This one, she was like,
with this speed bag, I'm like, sounds a little sexual to me.
And you know what? And when because you got the Sigmund Freud theory, you know that.
Right.
So I get it. And I'm like, the speed bag do look, yeah. But that was weird to me. And I'm gonna listen, I will not say the persons that was there because I knew them. I knew them on the side. I was like, oh my gosh. So that's what was different. It was like them over there, and she just invited me, and I walked into that. I was like, what? She's like, girl, it's a few dollars. And I was like, what? Somebody want me to hit their feet? And I'm thinking, baby, listen, I worked yesterday, and I remember why I left. It was like, oh, this is some serious work.
yeah, that's why I like
But yeah, I ain't say nothing on that one.
I haven't done a nursing home in I don't know how long, and I don't think I will be able to do it anymore. Cause I got beat up back then. Like,
it's work.
cause you know them, some of them men, they really act helpless when a female come around. I can't do this. I can't, and want to bear all their weight down on you. Boy, come on! I would be able to handle it now.
It's a lot of work.
On the ground.
It's a lot of work, and kudos to all my nursing home workers. It's a lot, and it's a lot mentally. it's a lot mentally. So it's
you
like
get attached to some of the people that you were with, and I've been in that situation where I've gotten attached to several.
you can't help it. You can't help it.
And then it's like once they pass away, it's like you lost a family member.
Yep.
That's rough. That's rough.
It is. And you know what? I got to say, I had left there, and it was one patient I was really attached to. That was my girl. And when she passed, I thought it was nice that her family member reached out and they streamed it, so I was able to attend.
Oh, that's nice.
Look, that was my hideout room. My feet wasn't swollen when she was around. They wasn't swollen. And look, the CNAs, the aides, they knew where to find me. They was like, oh, we know where she at. I hear the music.
Listen, and I think we all had those hideout rooms.
But like, where are you at?
I would find an empty room.
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh, okay. All right, Amber. Am I the only one that was having like weird dreams? Like,
No, I definitely, I think it's eased up now. But I was having weird dreams like 3 nights in a row. And, I think it was just like a lot of going on with like my job and, but yeah, and I feel like it was really like surface level, but it was weird. I was definitely having some weird dreams. Yeah.
okay. Well, Amber, you have definitely interpreted it, so thank you. Yeah, look, you got to, for the listening audience, I got to share this. I know, they're like, what did I just walk into? What's going on here? Yeah, it was crazy, but that's why I was like, don't judge me. That was weird. It was like being 8 feet. If it was swollen, it was terrible. But, okay, moving on, let's get to this.
Listen, he was happy with them swollen feet, so
he got what he wanted.
He got what he wanted.
It was that Sugar Baby. It's that Sugar Baby show. That's probably what it is, that Sugar Baby show. Like, okay.
Right, exactly. Like, this is that, like, I'm beating his feet. He's not beating my feet, so it's okay.
Yeah.
You get paid to be
And get paid.
And get paid. Ah, we in the wrong business. I'm in the wrong business. I'm sweating and everything last night. Well, wasn't that much sweat for beating his feet with that, what is it called again?
Feedback.
Feedback. A mess. Let's start this show. All right, lovely people. Listen, we got a great show planned for you today. Today's topic is shut up and put up. Now, you may have heard the term shut up or put up. Well, it seems like old sensitive America. It's like shut up and put up with my mess. Boundaries and reboundaries, okay? And the reason I say that is because it's like you have boundaries, and some people feel like, oh, okay, well, yeah, respect my boundaries, but they won't respect yours. Mm. What do we do?
Yeah. I think that, it's hypocrisy at its finest. And I truly try to live by the golden rule. So, and if you, it promotes empathy if you can put yourself in other people's shoes. And I feel like if you regularly practice that, then you can see how you're being hypocritical. And I think it doesn't mean like, wow, you're a hypocrite, you're a bad person. I think we all fall into hypocrisy at some point in our lives over different subjects where, you need the mirror to be like, oh, actually, I'm kind of being a hypocrite. So,
well, I'm about to be hypocritical on this. We're going to talk about Lizzo and Ari Spears.
Is it Ari or Ari?
Ari. Y'all get fancy. Y'all people get fancy.
I didn't know how to pronounce
Ari, A-R-I-E-S. So Ari, A-R-I-E, and then Spears. So Ari Spears. And he used, he said when he looks at her, he see the, go ahead, say it.
Fecal emoji.
Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, that. He used the S emoji. And That's what he said she reminds him of. Let's get to, we got a comment now. Go ahead, Amber.
So Derek Edmonds of Facebook said, people love that, quote unquote, my boundaries speech in order to do what they want with no accountability.
Boom. Exactly. Well put. And that's exactly what it is. And I think that, the way that we work, because that's what I say, old sensitive America, he hit the nail on the head. No one wants to be accountable for what they do. They don't. And it's like my grandmother. I knew I had to be accountable to her. So certain things I wouldn't do because trust and believe I could have been. Kim who? You little Kim who? What? Yeah, wouldn't even been a thought. But it's like, oh no, I got my family. Your family, there's boundaries that you set for yourself, but still you have your core morals, values. What would my grandmother say? And I knew I was accountable, and accountability is key. So thank you, Derek Edmonds. That's it in a nutshell. Now, you had Lizzo. Now, I feel as though that she took advantage of me when I had to watch her be on stage. Now, I understand, be who you are. I ain't body shaming. But you know what? Speaking of body shaming, not body shaming, but body shaming actually caused people to be fit. Now it seems as if, when you body shame, it's like, okay, don't body shame me because I'm lazy and I don't feel like going to the gym. I'm not talking about the people that's sick, but let's be real. Body shaming actually helped some people. It motivated me. I was held accountable. That's why I needed a trainer to be like, look at you. Listen, my trainer was crazy, off the chain crazy, calling me fat slobs and everything. But let me get back on topic. So Lizzo, when she got on that stage and don't show me your dark meat. I got boundaries. She opened her legs up and it was all, I ain't need to see your dark meat. And it was dark. I don't know. And it bothered me. It hurt me because I said, now I got boundaries and I'm subjected to this that I don't want to see.
Right.
And when she went to the
NBA game.
Come on. Yeah. So you want people to respect you. Meanwhile, you don't respect us. And I'm going to say us as a collective, the public.
Right.
Help me. And I'm mad. I'm about to put it up there because I did not say this. There you go. You go ahead. You want to read it to the listening audience?
Derek Edmonds on Facebook said it looked like asphalt.
You know what? Log off for the rest of the day.
Not till after the show. Not till after the show. I'm like,
Oh, goodness.
Yes. So I didn't say that, but really, like, come on.
Yeah. He had also made a comment about shock factor in American culture sells, and that's what gives people attention. And I do feel like that's a part of it, but then, she's a human being. She has emotions, but then she's posted videos, I feel like, more than once, talking about how she, is being fat shamed and harassed and all this stuff. But it's like you're also kind of inviting it in. And I just feel like you can accept your body and not show it to everyone.
That way, that's no. Like I said, I don't want to see your dark meat.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you was at the party I was at last night, the dream I was at. Unless you was my dream at that party, then I'll see your dark meat. Clearly,
Right.
if I was at some type of orgy or whatever. I'm like, come on. But you know what? And see, that's what I don't like. So you put yourself out there, then you want to play victim.
Mm-hmm.
That's not okay. And then you have, and I'm using air quotes for my listening audience, you have America wanting to attack you due to whole cancel culture because you did this. No, because you voiced your opinion. So it's like, okay, everybody gets to do whatever they want to do. But if the multitude says, oh, we're not, or your group, air quotes, says, oh, okay, we're not dealing with that person anymore because they're fat shaming. No, what about what that person said? How about people, they little shame? Remember how many years have people been picked on for being skinny mini? Little, the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? Come on. And if people just say what they say, and then you're like, oh no, I'm being bullied. But now it's been flipped where the bullied, IED, has become the bully. And then want to play victim. Come on, Karens.
Well, I think the issue that a lot of like Lizzo fans or just people, outsiders looking in, the issue they had was, Ari Spears is, first of all, he was asked about her music first. So, and then he talked about her appearance, which,
Is that wrong though?
Right. I mean, it wasn't the question, and it was a formal interview. And then on top of that, he looks exactly like her. And
okay.
There we go.
Okay, but wait.
If anything,
okay, wait, Amber.
He's more fit than him.
Right. Okay, Amber, I got that. But help me understand this. So, if somebody comes up to you and be like, "Oh, do you know Mel?" The first thing in your mind is my face, right or wrong, my appearance.
Yeah. Right.
That's normal. I mean, not to be saying that, but that is normal. Like, he got a visual. You asked me about the person, I got a visual. And guess what? If you right now talking about this, the visual I saw was when she was laid up on that stage and she opened her legs and it's like all over. I was like, oh, I don't want to see all that. So that's the visual that I actually have. But go ahead. But I just wanted to, let's be realistic. We know the world. You look at people. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
But to piggyback on what you said, most people, all human beings, you look to the face first. But he wasn't talking about her face. He said she's pretty. She has a beautiful face. He did say that. He was talking about her body. He was talking about from the neck down. And I feel like her being plus size is a big part of her career. So in that way, it's valid. But I think because she is a performer and she sings and she plays flutes, she probably
she's amazing.
In better health. She's probably in better health than he is.
She is an amazing talent, and I think that's where I have my issue because she is amazing, but she does these other things, which is her choice, and she gets attention for that and not her actual talent. I mean, the girl is talented. So
I feel like.
I mean, look who she worked under for years. So
Huh?
What?
I said she was a background singer for Prince. She
Oh,
was
yeah.
with him for
Yeah.
a long time. So
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So,
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like he's a comedian, and it was funny, but it was also offensive. You know, two things can be true at the same time. And because it definitely was giving like punching up or punching down, but he had to punch up at her because she's above him, and I feel like that was the real issue because they're both obese. And it's just like, and as far as her displaying her body and him not wanting to see it, a lot of people feel that way because that's how I didn't see this clip you're referring to, but I did see the clip of when she was at the NBA game with the cheekless pants shorts on, and I was offended. And not because she's obese, because I don't want to see anybody's rear end in like a family.
and you have your child with you,
Yeah.
like,
Exactly. So I feel like it's okay for him not to be attracted to her physically. Like, that's okay. Like, you're not obligated to. And if you don't like,
go ahead, finish.
you don't like the way somebody looks, you don't have to watch them. You don't have to support them. You don't have to support their career. You can change the channel, which will impact viewers, and then that will impact whether or not that channel, you know, puts her on again. We all can make choices. So that's how it's kind of like.
Well, you know what happened. I'll say everybody got a nickname for their fan base, the lizards or whatever they call Lizzo's
I was
people.
wondering what they're called.
the Lizzos, the Lizzes. I don't know. Well, since he made that comment, people were digging. And
Naturally.
they dug, and here comes Tiffany Haddish. So let's talk about these allegation on this child pedophilia thing that's out now.
Well, I haven't seen the clip yet, but from what I understand, people were saying Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears were pushing the homosexual agenda on young black boys, and that was the messaging.
Okay, see
Allegedly.
that? Okay, well, this right here, it was a 14-year-old girl and a 7-year-old boy, and alleged. I'm gonna say I gotta say alleged to protect me. And Tiffany Haddish was friends with the mother of those children, alleged. And so she knew them. And then I guess they're saying, because they're going under Jane Doe and John Doe, they're going by those names because right now the girl is 22, and go back 10 years or 8 years and you'll figure out the boy's age. What was it, 7? Okay. So also he's still underage. Anyway, they were saying that her and Ari were grooming them, and they videotaped and had allegedly Tiffany was showing the girl how to give fellatio, you know, showing her with an object or something like that. Here's the thing. To my understanding and research, this particular woman who was Tiffany Haddish's friend, alleged, had other attorneys and it didn't go anywhere. And
right.
Now here we are again, and it got out, and I'm thinking it probably really got out and dug up because of what he said about Lizzo. So now it's like, pay back, watch this. Now here's the thing, and I'm just going to ask you, let's play jury. What's your thoughts on this? This is all alleged. Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears doing this. Do you believe it or not?
Yes.
Okay. Nick, do you believe it or not? This is an alleged story. So, do you believe it or not? Yes or no?
I'm on the fence with that one. I want to say yeah, but then again, no.
Okay, it's going to be a hung jury. We know Nick going to have us in there for about 9 days or 30 days.
Some people were saying they were trying to teach them homosexuality. I read where they were supposedly doing some type of video, like, for pedophilia, like, I guess, against pedophilia or the signs of pedophilia or something like that. But where was the mama at? I mean, you should have been there. If that's what they were really doing, you should have been there.
Okay, now here's my thing, because they said that Tiffany Haddish alleged looked a lot younger at the beginning of her career. And sometimes, and I'm just speaking, this is not factual.
Adults.
But watch this. This stuff that happens many years ago, and this stuff is coming out. I know it's a whole lot of people on the edge of their seats like, oh God, because they have done some things to some little children, and they may have been 18 or 19 years old. Am I saying it's okay? By no means am I saying, I'm not saying that it's okay to do. But I will say, I can actually remember some things that I saw occur, and I'm like, oh man, since they're going all the way back, and it may be a child that may have been bothered, and then here's the little siblings, and you're like, okay, you do this, you know what I mean? And when you are not supervised, or you think, you have an older sibling that's babysitting, you think all is well, but you don't know what's going through their mind and what's happening now, or an older cousin or something like that, or an aunt that may be a drunk or something. You know what I mean? You just don't know. And looking at the way things are, and some people were so hungry, and I'm not saying that Tiffany Haddish was so hungry to get to stardom because she was broke, and broke down trying to make it. So the things of your past, it's like, oh, I did that a long time ago. Now I finally made it. Now all the things that I did before are coming back to haunt me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that she did it. So let's be clear. So this is all alleged. But I'm just giving you that side of it. So do you take something that happened years ago, like we're doing now, and then hold that person accountable that was at 18, 19, some people 20, that may have done something that I'm pretty sure they knew it was wrong, but not illegal, and look at it as pedophilia. You know what I'm saying? Do you, and I'm not excusing them, but I'm just saying, period. If you just think back in your childhood, not that everybody experienced that, but you do have people who are experiencing things, and then you make it, and then 20 to 30 years later, it's like, oh yeah, you did this to me. Hold on, boom, go to jail. You know what I mean? Instead of, when you grow up and you become mature, you be like, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I'm bringing that up is because I did have a guest that was going to talk about it, but I don't have that Dr. Phil money to be like screening out the face and the sound, their voice, altering their voice, so, and I said, don't worry about it, because he said that. I was like, wow, that's why I'm bringing that up from that angle.
Well, I feel like it's pretty easy to do that. We will dig into that as far as the distortion and the ambiguity. But I did want to say that as far as Tiffany Haddish goes, I feel like because of her age at the time, and I think you said the girl was 12 at the time.
14.
So it could have been like, my thing is, it could have been a misunderstanding. Like a playful aunt, and she's like in puberty, if the girl is becoming sexual active or starting to have those types of feelings, and then she was playfully describing that. As far as the little boy, if it was anything physical or instruction, then that's
why they're saying grooming. That's why they're saying grooming.
Grooming. Yeah, that sounds very sketchy and problematic. And then also I feel like because the mother has already pursued this prior to becoming mainstream information, that at the least the mother thought this was worth, even if she's not making any segue legally, she is. And before it became, she didn't go straight to the news outlet. She was handling this privately, correctly, through the law. So I feel like that actually makes it more valid that she was already trying. The mother was already trying.
I agree. And it's believable. It's believable for me. Do I believe that, some people out there are like, I don't believe it, but I do. And that was my purpose for even bringing that guy's situation up. I was like, and depending on how thirsty you are to make it.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll do whatever I need to do. Now, you brought in another side, another view. And ain't no way in the world, I got to say it, 14 years old, I wish my sister would. Like, teaching my daughter or one of my friends, like, oh, okay, let me show you this. Like, even if you are interested, honey, you got to learn that from your friends or something like that. Like, get out of here. Mm-hmm. And I was around my older cousins. Man, that would be crazy. Like, what? And, you know, like, I just had a good time. So, but every family is different. Shimmy put me in my place. Everybody had the same life, Mel. You know, he put me in my place, didn't he, Nick?
Yeah.
I was like, huh? Call me green, but I had no idea. Like, a lot of people were dealing with what they were dealing with at a young age because you didn't see any of that out there. Like, you know, you see them out, we hanging out, we having a good time, you know, school, having a great time. And then at home is Little House of Horrors. Not realizing it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. What? So, just surprising to me. So, we got that with the Tiffany Haddish thing. Now, people setting boundaries and doing what they want in their opinion and shut up and put up. Let's talk about Six Flags. Go ahead. You got it. Go ahead, Amber.
I want to say Six Flags CEO, I forgot what the gentleman's name is. Their last quarterly report was like it was down for revenue. And so he announced that.
Okay, wait. Can I say this part? Because this is the funny part to me. The Six Flags CEO said, do you remember what he said?
They want their target audience is Target customers, not Walmart customers.
No, he said that Six Flags right now is like a cheap babysitter for teenagers. I said, oh, cheap daycare. Basically. I fell out laughing. I was like, oh. Yeah, all right, go ahead. I'm done. You got it.
Yeah, no, he said that and also said that, you know, they were going to increase their prices substantially to box out the undesirables. And then their goal, they are a family-friendly establishment and that their target audience is Target customers, not Walmart customers. And I was like, he didn't hold back. Burn! And then there was multiple videos that have gone viral of teenagers destroying property and just acting like animals.
Well, after that. All right, one more time. He said...
Before that.
Oh, wait. What did he say? His target audience is for what? Target what?
Target customers, not Walmart customers.
Like Target customers is any better.
Some people call Target Red Walmart.
Target. Yeah.
Shots fired.
Like, come on now.
But I don't see people in pajamas at Target.
That's true. I think Target does have a different clientele.
It's a little bit too steep for me.
So. Now, see? Point proven. Point proven. You heard her, didn't you, Amber D?
I heard it.
Yeah.
You heard her. She was like, I don't go to Target. The prices is too steep for me.
Around, but, you know. Rosie, listen, Rosie, I don't need you to be in with the peanut gallery neither. Y'all gonna leave me alone. But yeah, if them kids tearing up property, then yeah, you need to just cut it. Yeah.
Okay.
They have to be, listen, an adult needs to be there with them. I can understand that. You can be tearing up my stuff.
Okay, go ahead with your story. I'm quiet. Zip. Go ahead, Amber. Finish it now. What's the stats and stuff?
And so the videos that went viral, they were some teenagers. They were like jumping. It was two teenage girls of African American descent, and they were in a conflict. One girl started jumping on the roof of the other girl's car and denting the roof of the car in the hood. And there was another video where some teenagers, they got into a conflict with like another guest with like a small child. Like it was under the age of 10, the child was. And so they had to get escorted out of the park. And it was just it was a lot of stuff, and it's been circulating. So I'm not mad. I was just like, well, when I read it, I thought he don't give about nobody's opinion. He letting it rip.
And I ain't mad at him.
Nobody today.
I'm not mad at him either. I'm not.
Mad at him. I am, because it was bad press, and they were losing their target demographic, which was families. Because a family is not going to want to go to the same type of environment where there's rowdy teenagers, and there was a lot of rowdy teens.
Yeah, you're paying to be arguing or a bad experience. Do you have the numbers on that as far as like what did it go down? 24% from last year or something like that?
It was substantial, and also to recoup the losses of their profit losses, they were also and they've increased the ticket prices, I think 3 times so far. And they're actually making more money. And then the feedback they got was that people were glad that they were doing that. And that was a strategy. And this is the exact same strategy that is used in real estate, in residential real estate. You want to live somewhere where you don't have to deal with certain things, you got to price them out.
You do. But I got a problem with the pricing me out and they're telling me I can only paint my house this color. Because what is...
Yeah.
Like... Be like, okay, you're in the neighborhood, you're paying top dollar, and you can only do this. And you have to agree to that, to be in that development. Yeah. But yeah, they pricing them out and talk about inflation. Some of this stuff is intentional.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Some of this stuff is intentional.
Really is.
And you know what? I am not mad at them. So now you have some people on one side. Why are you upset? Because you can't afford it?
Because you was looking for free daycare for your teenager. That's what it was.
Okay.
Letting them loose on the public, so you ain't got to deal with them no more.
And honestly, I feel like that is okay. I feel like that is okay. And why is it that we can't do what we want to do with our companies or business? Because the objective is to get revenue, money, make money. Come on. Like, why is it, okay, I have to make everything the way that, okay, all inclusive because this demographic can't come, so I lose money. No, the reason that I did this, the reason I opened this business is to make money. Not to care about your feelings. Sorry, not sorry. Not to care about your feelings and how you feel and you're not included. Come on.
Yep. And I mean, I have a dream of becoming an entrepreneur. And one of my ideas, because I have lots of ideas, is to open a pie store. And I was thinking to myself, if
a P-I-E store?
Yep, a pie store.
Okay.
And I'm like, would I want some rowdy teenagers coming into my pie store, damaging my displays, marking up my tables, bending the legs on my chairs, breaking, furniture and stuff? I'm like, no, of course not.
Well, if you
I gotta go.
Well, if you specialize in pumpkin pie, you might not have to worry about that. But you don't have that sweet potato.
Okay.
Go on and get a pecan pie. You ain't gonna have nobody coming up in there.
But you know what, though? It's a shame where they just focused on the African American teenagers when Caucasian teenagers are sometimes.
Well, watch this. You're girl, yeah, you know it.
Right.
Look, you know it.
I've seen it.
You know it, and I think that's why I said demographic. The demographics, because yes, people, they like, you got people that are litter, you got all that, and that's not a black thing or a white thing. That's just a rude thing. That's somebody who has not invested in anything, because had you invested in something, you'll know, like, okay, I appreciate this. I appreciate my surroundings. I want it to look nice. Yes. And not just almost like an apartment building, not just my unit. I need my community to look good in order for me to feel better about being in my unit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's not just a you thing, but different demographics. They're just focused on them. So you'll see all that trash, and it's like, you're making my property value go down. Can you cut your grass? I understand that. I am that person. I'm about to call. Your grass is still up. I'm calling. Your trash can's still on the street, Fagans. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to take that to the back. Like, come on. Yeah, I'm calling them out. Calling them out. She going to be like, for real? For real?
Right. Right. And you know, my trash can's sitting on the street right now.
Okay. Look. Okay.
Yes,
we got checked. Look, we got checked. Go ahead. Read the comment.
So Derek Edmond of Facebook said, but come on, ladies, let's be honest. We know it's our folks doing it. And I completely agree, Derek. 100%. Yes. Let's keep it a buck.
It's our folks getting caught.
Well, watch this, though. Okay. Property owner. Let's be real. So, Amber, I'm going to share this, if you don't mind.
Oh.
Oh, God. Wait, Nick. She's like, oh God, what you about to say? But don't nobody know where you live. I hope. Okay. So you got your property. This is your home, not a renter, but because somebody who may be, hear me, I said maybe, renting next door, their guest is going to come and pull in your driveway like it's okay. No. And see, that's, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that that's, that they are a renter, but I can bet that they are, because a homeowner will respect another person's property. They will totally respect that, because it's like, oh, I know you're not going to come up in mine, but that's a lot of nerve. Like, oh, okay, well, their door is closer to your driveway, so I'm just going to pull up in there. That's not how this works. And everybody seems to feel like what they do is okay. And then when you say something about it, that's why, again, shut up and put up. Where's the boundaries? If you say something, then they have an attitude with you, or they throwing glass at, I ain't giving them no ideas, in your yard, throwing out trash. You know what I mean? So it's like, wait a minute. I have boundaries. You want to do what you want to do to me. To me. Do what you want to do where it affects you. And that's where I don't have a problem. Whatever you do, if it don't affect me, I'm cool. If it affects me, I have boundaries, but you don't want to respect my boundaries. You want me to respect you and what you do and how you do, and respect you for tearing up my stuff. That is not okay. Or treating me any kind of way. That's not okay. So I got to respect your boundaries, but you won't respect mine. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Basically.
What you got, Nick?
That's what I was going to say. Basically, like, that's, with that situation there, they'd have been mad at me because tow truck would have been coming at their expense.
It was coming.
Oh, okay.
It was coming, but they came.
I'm not mad because
But watch this. So, tow truck comes. Watch this. The people, that community, we ain't gonna say the color or anything. That's why I said demographics. Okay, that's there's certain people. If that car would have been towed, how many people would have jumped on the bandwagon and said, well, she could at least knocked on the door and asked you to move your car?
No, why should she? That's her property.
That's what I'm saying. But watch how old sensitive America works. Watch this. So you have people who feel like she didn't do anything wrong. She could have knocked on the door, and then I would have moved my car, not looking at the initial incident where they were wrong. So this is what happens. It happens where they're wrong, but they're going to get their community to come and prove that she was wrong too. But I wasn't as wrong as she was. Both wrong, but I wasn't as wrong as she was.
Listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. That was her property, and you already know me. You already know my mouth and my attitude.
I got the bail. I'm ready. I'm like on the Family Feud.
This is my property. You know that's my property. You don't have no business parking here. I don't have to come and give you no type of courtesy or nothing. You came over here and parked in my shit. Ding.
Yeah, that was some ding.
Right.
What?
Yeah. And it's unfortunate that you have to really get in that space in order for it to be effective, because you can't come some people you try to be sweet and nice and pleasant to.
It don't work.
And it does not work. You got to get real nuck if you buck. Sharkeisha from 94th. In order for them to respect you, to respect
Benita,
your boundaries.
I got to turn into Benita. That's my alter ego because my dad is Benjamin, and like a lot of people that know my dad, I turn into Benita.
But watch
Once
this.
I turn into Benita,
but watch this.
it.
Not now. So I gave you that scenario. So had she knocked on the door, then that would have been an issue as well. Why you over here on my property? So you can't.
Or it'll be like,
driveway.
Give me 5 minutes. Give me 10 minutes.
No, I ain't giving you nothing. Come get your car and get ready to get moved.
Instead of whoever they were visiting was like, oh, that's her driveway. You can't park there.
Exactly.
But it's crazy how things are. So you want to do whatever you want to do, and it affects me, and I'm supposed to just shut up and put up with your mess. You know, come on.
What if she was real, the ghetto type, and would have took her back to it?
And then that would have been different. And look, the whole cancel culture, like they would have been like burning stuff up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's when you
been that type of person, but it's just like that.
That's when you had the neighbors fighting.
Why are you there?
Listen.
Like, why are you in my driveway? It's not okay.
Now, here's what I think should happen, and this is just me. And I know it's hard when you have people, because a lot of people, they own the property, they don't live in the state, and they just rent out. I really feel like they need to look up who's the homeowners, and I think that they should include them, because everybody's not a Karen, okay? But I think that they should include either one of them that they communicate with in that interview process. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you could give me your references. Listen, okay, you could give me your references, you know, and I'll check out. But I think that that's like a good thing, especially when you're dealing in a certain demographic. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, is this like middle-aged married couples all on the street? Here you go, boom, I'm going to do this. Or do you put the rules down, make a list of rules. You have to follow A, B, C, and D. Go ahead, Amber. You had a question.
I would just say anyone who is in a similar situation is that you do have rights as a homeowner if your neighboring property is a rental property. At the end of the day, because one response I got was that, this person can't control another adult. And I said, I completely understand that. But at the end of the day, it's your property. You own it. So you do have some control. You do have some authority. And if you don't want to address it, I'm going to have to escalate the situation. So,
okay.
There are options. So if you're in a situation, if you actually Google it, there are some actual horror stories where you're a homeowner and your neighboring property is a tenant. There is legal actions you can take. Don't feel or believe that you are powerless because it's not the landlord doing it and the tenant doesn't actually own the property. At the end of the day, whatever the tenant does is the landlord's responsibility. And if you press criminal charges and file your reports and involve the police in your situation and make sure you document, you can build up a case to where legal action can be taken and your issues can be resolved.
Meanwhile, I'm late for my event because this car, right?
Because you blocking my driveway.
Right. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Interesting. You know what? I want to say this. If you guys, the listening audience, if you have any input, or any suggestions on how this can be fixed, please call in at 619-902-2287, 619-902-2287, and let us know how you feel. Let us know, or give us resolve the issue, because I'm open. I'm open, let's try to fix this thing, because clearly, people are out here doing what it is that they want to do, and you just have to just deal with it, and that is not okay. No, you do. Let's be real. You can be all big and bad, but in that situation, in that scenario I gave, The car is parked already there. So being big and bad doesn't mean anything because it does not resolve the issue that I'm having where I'm not able to get out. Or even if I was able to get out, please do not be in my drive. Like, give me a break.
And then the other aspect of it is, especially if, like you say, you're running late to your event, you're running late to work, you're leaving your property.
Yeah. So you got to come back.
You're going to retaliate while you're not there. You know, and it just opens up this whole can of worms of like conflict, and it's exhausting. Like, really, neighbors from hell.
And you know what's interesting? I used to have people used to cut across the back of my yard, and I had that motion light, which I appreciated. But they used to cut across the back. So what did I do to prevent that? I got a fence. So how much did that cost me? Watch this. As the fence was being put up, my neighbor had to tell the person from the other street. I think that's why she got the fence. She doesn't want you cutting across her yard. And here's the thing, too. I'm not comfortable with that because once you get comfortable with somebody cutting across your yard, then if somebody is trying to break in, it becomes normal to you. And then you don't know that that's what they're doing because, oh, this is the way we go, let alone the track mark.
Right. It leaves a track mark in the grass.
Yeah, I'm not okay with that. That's kind of like, go ahead.
I have a suggestion too as far as fencing. I put up a fence too. And it helped a lot. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have the money because I'm sure you got a proper fence. I got my ghetto, my ghetto fence. And so I used T-posts from Home Depot.
Okay.
And like the chicken wire fencing, like the square grid. And it was like probably like $200-$300. And I just was I only had enough money to fence up one side of my property.
Okay.
But it did the job.
Okay, there you go.
And then I have, I'm going to plant some vines to grow over it. So over time, it'll become a green wall. And it won't just be like a wire fence. But that's what I did.
Oh, I'll be itching. But like, shout out to Alan Hill. That's who put my fence up. And it's like, it's beautiful. It really is.
Okay. And I bet it was a pretty penny.
It was.
Wow.
Just to prevent somebody from coming from
cutting through. Exactly.
But why? And you keep saying over and over, don't cut across here, don't cut across here, don't cut across here. And then if you decide you don't know who's cutting across there, and then you shoot your gun. Oh, then they want to put flowers and stuff all in your yard, remembering the people. You know, got a whole memorial right back there where they fell. You know what I'm saying? Like, people do too much. They do too much. I'm not lying to you. This is for real. This has happened. People couldn't cut their grass because, say, somebody cutting through and they got killed. I guess they were running. Not in my yard, but in somebody else's, on somebody else's property. Running through. The person dies there. So now they got a shrine or a little memorial on their property. I'm not lying to you.
Okay. So if it was me, because I have seen the chopper over my neighborhood, you know, the police chopper looking with the searchlight, look for somebody that's on the run. Mm-hmm. And if that happened to me on my property, and then I'm assuming they asked to put the shrine up, I'd be like,
That's not what we do. Nick, tell him.
No.
I would have left it up for like a week, but when it was time to cut the grass,
I ain't leaving up nothing.
I would have got to. In the summertime, I cut my grass 2 times a week because it grows really fast in the summer. So, but if it was like fall or spring, just the next time I had to cut my grass, it's going in the garbage.
And no, it's going in the garbage immediately. You didn't ask me. You just came over here and just start putting your flowers here.
And teddy bears and everything else.
Listen, nope, it's family friendly.
And here's the thing, though.
Family friendly.
But here's the thing. So when this happened, because he's a property owner, got several properties, and somebody was fixing the roof. And when they were fixing the roof, that's when they saw it was a body there. And so they had to call the whole 9. And then after the body was there, they took the body away. Then, people started making shrines. Kind of like on the side of the freeway. You know how you be like, oh, okay, maybe it was an accident. And they just make that the memorial.
Was the house
empty? But that's the side of the freeway. That's not somebody.
The house was being fixed up to rent.
Where they live.
Ooh.
The house was being fixed up to rent. You got to update some things before, okay, let me put my next person in there.
Also, nobody was actually living there?
Nobody was living there at the time. But people will still go. He was there. You know what I mean? He was there, coming town. Yeah, the whole nine. So,
and then he's going to start showing.
Right. Hey, up here, dead body in the back. Guess what? I'll be like, you be sitting there taking me around to see it. I'm like, that's so no.
Right.
But with the whole memorial and the flowers and everything being there, let's be real. Like, and he's such a nice person. He was like, I don't know what to do. Well, you know what I said.
Throw it out.
Yeah. Because it's yours. So we end up at that time, I ended up talking to the police chief at that time, and he said, oh, no, that's your property. You can't do that. That's trespassing. And he was like, go ahead and throw it away. He said, that's what they do. Like when the street department got a cut or something's going on, they end up throwing that away. That's why you don't see it. Because you see mountains and mountains of like teddy bears and stuff when you're like a little younger person or something. Like, just say the George Floyd situation. Remember all that was right where they had all that stuff there? Where he passed that in front of the storefront? Like, it will impede the way. So,
right.
He ended up ultimately, he's like, I don't want to seem insensitive. Well, they was insensitive because they didn't ask you. Here again. Here it is. Shut up and put up. Like, we get to do whatever we want to do to you. But you can't do it to us because we got a problem.
Retaliate, or you come back and retaliate or something. It's all, man, bye.
And here's the problem. What happens? Then you say, they done threw the stuff away, and then you got the community coming down on the person and saying, I can't believe you did that. How insensitive. You know what I mean? Come on.
And I'd have been like, yep, because I can't believe nobody asked me permission. If they'd have asked permission, I would have told them, yeah. But since you didn't ask, it got thrown in the garbage. Boom, yep, I'm insensitive. There you go.
Okay,
boom.
Yeah, you like Derek.
Yeah.
He said, that's where they would have been buried at. He on the road this morning.
Like, but I mean, for real, it's people are out here and they want to take over your stuff and then want everybody to be on their side like they did nothing wrong. And when are they going to be held accountable? So it's like, oh, okay, well, you knew better. They don't know. Yes, they do know. Mm-hmm. They do know.
And in American legal system, judges say all the time, your ignorance doesn't, change the fact that you broke the law. Or does not impact, or does not, alleviate your sentencing or your punishment. So maybe because genuinely people don't know. That's fine. It's okay to not know. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean you skirt around punishment and consequences because of your ignorance.
How about you do the research before you do it? Then you'll know. Then you'll know. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, well, I want to go do this. Hold on, let's look at that. Let's see. Are we able to do that? Nobody says, are we able? But like, I'm about to do it. You know what I mean? They take on that attitude of, I'm doing what I want to do to somebody else. And then when something happens, then your whole crew who got time, because they probably, and I'm saying it, they probably not working right now. Talking about they ain't working for more than, I'm not working for nothing less than $25 an hour. Huh? That kills me. But it's okay for you to ask. Here's the thing. It's okay for you to ask somebody who is working for something, but you refuse to work. Come on, man. I'm not working for $10 an hour. I'm not working for $15 an hour. I don't work for nothing less than $20 an hour. Let me tell you a true story. I heard some new nurses come out. New nurses. One, she was an LPN. And she said, she was like, oh, I don't work for nothing less than $40 an hour. Now, let's backtrack a little bit. So your RNs, your registered nurses, the range was, this is pre-COVID, was like 27 to 30. So LPN is right up under the RN is saying, I'm not working for nothing less than $40. Am I mad? Absolutely not. Because if you could get it, get it. Right. Okay? I am not mad. But it's really interesting that so you're not going to pay your bills. And this is just me thinking, So I would rather ask somebody else for something because I'm not working for less than $40 an hour. So the range for an LPN, I want to say it probably was like 18 to 22, somewhere right in that range. I'm talking pre-COVID. So now you're making 40 and you could get it. You ain't working for no less. I get it. I do. I'm not mad at them. But it's really interesting how you set yourself here. So know your worth. But you ask somebody else who's working for that $12 to $15 an hour steady income. You ask them for money. Not saying that this LPN, she didn't do that. But you have people out here that I won't work at Dunkin' Donuts. But you will ask somebody else who actually is working at Dunkin' Donuts for money. But you're not working. That's a problem for me.
Yep.
That's a problem.
It's to me, it's like an ego thing. And it's also.
Can you eat off your ego?
And their ego, and then also they actually look at that person that they're asking to borrow money from as beneath them and less than them. And it's like, well, it's good enough for you to work at, but it's not good enough for me to work at. And
then they don't pay that person back. Then they don't pay that person back either. Like,
I'm so entitled that I'm also, that I don't value, like, the sweat that comes out of your pores isn't as precious as the sweat that comes out of my pores. And so, it's okay and then your money that you sweated and worked hard for is of less value than my money. Like, it's just really, it has this energy of just incredible arrogance and being self-absorbed. Like, that's a very bad person.
It is. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It is terrible. And it's like that person is working very hard and you don't pay them back. I got to get back to that. You don't pay them back. You're like, oh, I don't have it right now. Why? Because I had to do this. So you found something more important. So you asked me, can you borrow? But you won't pay me back.
Yeah.
And you have something. And we're supposed to accept it. Like,
yeah, well, and that's your boundaries and telling people no and seeing that for what it is. But that really is someone like, I'm going to take advantage of you. Like, I'm going to utilize you for what you can do for me, but I still see you as less than me.
Do you think they know, Nick?
Yeah, they know.
That they're taking advantage of people?
Yeah, they know.
Definitely.
People know.
Because it's like with bullies. Like, you know who to try. You know who you can ask for money for and who you better not even try to formulate the words to ask to borrow money. You know who you better pay back on the spot, okay, before there's some consequences and repercussions, and other people who you can pay back when you get good and ready. So they know that.
Do they? And you know what? You have people that feel as though that you have it. So let me ask the borrower from you because you have it. Well, if you don't pay me back, I won't have it. That's probably what that dream is. That monopoly money.
Right. And Mr. Miyagi chopping you in the back of your
breaking me down. Breaking me down.
Down.
Broke down. Like, oh, they hit me in the back of the knees. I was like, oh, I ain't hanging up. Like, I did. I called out. I would not hang up from that 911 call. I'm like, how you just gonna give me? Like, I just got to take the bare minimums. You just gonna give me my little bit, my $2. I gave you 10, and you giving me monopoly money? Tell me something. You go now.
Motivation for this show was your dream.
Clearly, look, I didn't even realize that. Yes, yes. You gonna give me $3 monopoly money and a $5 bill monopoly money? Talk about something. You take. You go. Like, come on. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
I take from the register. You give me my money.
You better give me my money. I gave you a 10 and you just gonna give me what you, here you go. We're gonna give you this monopoly money and you take and you go.
Right.
Mm-mm.
So I'm trying to figure out now, what would be the interpretation of the Asian? Why were they Asian? Like, I probably feel like they taking advantage. Huh?
Xenophobia.
You think?
I think so. I'm sorry.
Wait a minute.
Let
Let me see. A few of your situations did
involve Asians.
it did involve Asians, so.
Come on, look. I ain't trying to stereotype. I ain't trying to stereotype.
No, but a few of your situations that we've talked about on the show previously.
Exactly. I see it. That's why I say, yeah.
But I don't hate them.
No,
We're not saying you hate
them. Oh, they not straight, like...
Because you've already had a few situations concerning money. That's probably why they were Asian in your dream.
Getting robbed.
They robbed. Probably, yeah, they robbing us, man. They robbed. Listen, I do feel like, but you know what? I was talking about how.
Go hit the tip jar.
Yeah, you remember that? Yes,
you was okay because you was mad about it for a long time.
I was.
I thought it was. I was like, she's still bringing up the tip jar.
Amazing. Yeah, that's.
He hit the tip jar and the part about give me all my change. Like I want my change. You don't have change. No, I want my.
Yep, you're right. Because I was mad about the tip jar. You didn't do good enough to get a tip, hitting the tip jar. Like no. I do. Yeah, you're right. It's all coming. They trying to get me. Look, they trying to get me. That's probably why.
About that, like, wait a minute. She did have a few incidents with.
Let's catch the listening audience up on that. It was some time before I went and got a massage. I didn't think they did well. Okay, I paid for my service, and then you mad that I didn't give you a tip. And you know what? I did say the tip. That was my dream. I'm like, all I had was a Sprite. I don't even like sushi, but I gave a tip I need to change for a 10 to give a tip for my Sprite. And they talking about something you take. Like, get out of here. Listen, something going on. And it's not just me.
It's in your mind, though.
No, people coming over to this country and trying to dictate what goes on and how you spend your money and treat us any kind of way. Even at the nail shop, you saw that one where that guy took that woman's purse. Y'all saw that, right?
Yeah.
And how you gonna take my... Whoa, we getting out of control here. Something's going on. Mm-hmm. You came over here.
You know what? It's free will. You don't have to go there. You do not have to support those establishments. You can go somewhere else, or you can do it at home.
You can.
You gotta.
That's why I stopped
with your pocketbook.
That's why I stopped. And
now they're infiltrating your dreams.
Oh, it's coming to me. It's coming to me. It is coming to me. You're right. You are so right. You're so right. Yep, it's coming through. And then it hit me in the back of the legs. Bam! Took me down. Took me down.
They tried it. They really tried it.
And then he went back up in the rafters. Like ain't nothing happened. Mm. Yeah, you're right. What other hot topic do we have?
Oh man, it's right at the tip of my mind. Let me hold up.
Yeah. Check it out.
We talked about it because I brought it up. T.I. and Tiny.
Boom, the son. Yes, T.I. and Tiny. Go ahead.
He is out of control. He's been out of control ever since he was little because I've watched their show since they first had a show. He's always been out of control. You could tell back then he was going to be the problem child.
I have a question for you, Nick, because I never watched your show. Do you think he might be undiagnosed?
No, he's just bad as hell. One of those overprivileged kids. Oh, my parent is such and such and such and such. I can do this, I can do that. No, you can't, bruh. Because guess what? Now your daddy said he can't do nothing for you because he done already told you.
See, I like T.I.
I do too, but yeah, it's been reported T.I. done said, I can't do nothing for you. I done told you about your behavior. And yeah, so.
And to me, sometimes you have to be that parent. It doesn't make you a bad parent. And that's why I like T.I. But go ahead, what you got, Nick? Amber D.
Well, I don't know if y'all familiar with I believe it was Waffle House incident with this particular son, and I think he was wrong for that.
Okay, catch the listening audience up on what happened at the Waffle House.
So basically, the son went into like a Waffle House and was dissatisfied with his order, and so he starts going off on the staff there and being really disrespectful, ignorant, uncooperative. If you've ever worked customer service, you already know, or food service, you know what I'm talking about. It was just completely unnecessary. And so it went viral. He posted it, disrespecting and disparaging these employees. And then his father.
Young man in particular, though.
Yeah.
They were about to get into it, but of course he had security. So.
Mm-hmm. And so then T.I. jumps online and basically says that his son's too good to be interacting with these peasants, and made some disparaging remarks about the employees. And I know that he caught a lot of flack for that. T.I. did. And I feel like that in itself is like a snapshot of his childhood and how his parents chose to raise him. And that's why he is the way he is now. Also, I have a problem with, like, I'm not in their home, but it seems like there be some real blatant misogyny in their parenting practices. I know I've read a lot of comments where people have talked about, oh, well, look, he comes from a 2-parent household and an active father. Why is he being a screw up? And I think it's more about what the principles that you're embedding in your child. What are you teaching them?
It don't matter how much money you have. If you ghetto, you just ghetto.
Okay, let me say this from the other side. Okay, from the other side of the street. As a parent, you know your child. Is my child a leader or a follower? You can raise your child to be a leader, be a leader, be a leader. But sometimes, and even like self-esteem, you can pour all that into them. And if they have low self-esteem, you can't connect, and they don't understand. And it's like you're supposed to say that because you're my parent. But I still need the validation of the street, i.e. what Nick was talking about. It is what it is. If you ghetto, you ghetto. But look at him. He did time. So he has that street edge, but he's trying to show his children something different. But who are your parents? Let's be real. So it's in there, and it's not a bad thing. So how many times have we heard, your child, and it's like, you don't need to hang around with that particular group of people because you know where it's going to lead you. I don't want you to, and then you're going to take all of us, and it's going to pull me into it where I'm going to have to pay to get you out of something where if you made a conscious decision, which you know is right or wrong, but you chose to hang with that crowd. How many times have we heard your parents say, you don't need to be around that group? No, you can't be around that group. And then once they become of age, when they become of age, they still want to go that direction. So you're going down that troubled tunnel. So with T.I. saying now, like pretty much I can't do nothing. I already told him what to do. He's choosing his path. So whatever happens, there you go. You made your bed. Now you got to lie in it. And you could have had another life, but you made a conscious decision to make bad decisions. And another thing for the little boy, clearly he don't know nothing yet. So, and the reason I say that is because you don't yell at nobody that's making your food.
Thank you.
So that's, as a parent, children sometimes don't believe. Now mine, they already, I'm going to tell you the truth. So you don't have that like, okay, you're my parent. You're supposed to say this. You're supposed to say, I'm beautiful. No, I'm going to do just like with my mother. She ain't like my little hookup I had on. I had my hair, I had the little dreads. I was starting them out. She was like, I dread you going anywhere with me like that. This was about like 30 years ago. I was going to church. She was like, I was like, oh, this is a new look. This is dread. I'm all about the fad. It was new. She was like, well, I dread you going anywhere with me like that.
Yeah.
And I got to respect that. I love it. You know what I mean? And you have to be honest. And if you aren't honest with your children, what happens? They go out here and then they shock with the world. Like, oh, wait. Culture shock. Like, wait, what? What are we doing here? So,
it seems like that's what's going to happen with T.I.'s son. Eventually, his wake up call is coming. But I feel like when you touched on T.I., who's been in prison himself, I feel like there's still an element of romanticizing and sugarcoating street life, and you can do it, but kind of do it like this type of thing, and just that whole energy and attitude and perspective. I feel like something that's still very much embraced, even though they're of
publicly, and it is, and it's certain areas it is, because it's like, oh, you got the nice car, oh, you have this, and so it's glorified. Mm-hmm. And people are like, this is cool. This is what I want to be. And let's be real. Chicks are falling for, a guy told me this, actually several. If females stop liking guys who wore their pants down, they will pull them up. So I'm going to use it in this scenario. If females stop liking dope dudes, they'll get right. And it's like, give me a break.
So there's all kinds of females and women, and
but look at it now. How many women are taking care of men?
Exactly. And I feel like it is
a lot.
Another way for men to
blame women,
deflect, and make excuses, and not have accountability for themselves. Oh, this is a whole argument of it's women's fault because y'all like them. That's why they do it. Like, but if you go stop blaming women for everything.
But how many guys, honestly, let's be real. How many guys, when they like you, go over and beyond? And if you don't like something, they stop doing it because they want you.
Yes, definitely. That's the type of guy you want. I mean,
absolutely. But now women are settling. Guys are asking women, how much do you make?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're acting like it's the norm, and it's not. But if we ask them, then we're gold diggers.
We're gold diggers, exactly.
Are we talking about a certain demographic here? Are we talking about demographics?
Because clearly we are. We talking about this.
Oh man.
Yeah. We're glorifying. What did you say? That type of lifestyle. The community is glorifying that type of lifestyle. You got people pretending. Let's talk about the fake rappers. Before, back in the day, rappers talked about their life. Gangster rap was talking about what they actually went through. Then you end up with Rick Ross, and it's like, oh man, and then they found out he a CO. He on the other side. Come on. So then you have people, and what I meant by that, you have people who are pretending to be, because this is what the people are buying into, the tragic lifestyle. Like, oh man, boom, this is what I like. This is what they're doing. So this is what I'll say. No, instead of being exactly who you are, guess what? That ain't your calling. That ain't your ministry, because you didn't come up that way. And that's why you keep falling. That's why you keep getting caught, because that's not your lifestyle. So let's keep it 100. Either be who you are or don't.
What I don't understand is the ones that get caught all the time and don't learn. It's like hard. Just go ahead and just ram your head. Just run full speed ahead into a brick wall, please. Because that's all you're doing.
We here at Shop Talk with Mel don't condone violence or self-abuse.
No.
I know what you mean. I know, I'm joking.
Yeah, it's just an analogy. It's like, just cut out the middleman and just run straight into the brick wall yourself. Like, I don't understand that. It's not working for you.
Okay.
Because if it was, you wouldn't keep getting caught and going to jail.
Right. And she's not saying that in a suicidal way, people.
No, I'm not.
So let's be clear. Let's be clear. But it's just a figure of speech. And that's exactly what it is.
Please, yes.
But I just think that I think people need to just like wake up. And once they accept who they are, I think we'll be good. And that's what happens when you have people who aren't accepting who they are, want us to put up and shut up. So you out here acting like you this and you're that, all this and all that. Okay, take it all the way back. Okay, that's a throwback for you. And pretending to be something that you're not to be accepted. Like we talked about at the beginning with Lizzo. And it's like, okay, she's known. I don't know if that was like one of the comments where it's like, okay, she's known for her weight and out here just doing extra things because of her weight. Remember Monique, her platform was on her weight. Her comedy skit was all on her weight. But guess what?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
She lost weight and just started acting crazy.
But that's the opinion of Nick the Voice and not the opinion of everyone or the co-hosts on Shop Talk with Mel. But yeah, It's like, okay, are you really okay? Or are you overcompensating?
And it really, and frankly, when Ari Spears was talking about she ain't got no real friends, I really felt him on that, because I am all for women embracing their sexuality and sexual freedom. But everything comes at a cost, and it really is giving overcompensating. It seems like she is, and it's normal. I feel like skinny women have body issues. It doesn't mean, oh, she's weak and she's horrible because she struggles with her body. I mean, like, what woman doesn't struggle with her body? Like, but it's giving overcompensating and denial, like, because it's too much. She does way too much. And then, she has posted videos where she's like triggered and upset and in her feelings about it.
You know why? I'm going to tell you why. I'm not a therapist. Let's be clear. This is just my opinion that y'all probably don't care about. She's trying to, and this is just me, not the co-host. Well, let me put it in a question. Is she trying to convince herself that it's okay? And according to the likes with the social media world, it's like, oh, okay, they said it's okay. So boom. Okay, I got people that think it's okay. Because you have people who will try to convince themselves that this is okay. It's kind of like when you put on a dress and you going out and you be like, this is not fitting right. And then you ask the person in the room, be like, how does this look? Oh, it look great. You think so? If you got to question yourself, it ain't. It is not. Come on. You be like, I feel bloated. Oh, I look bloated in this. How do I look in this? Oh, you look good. It don't look bloated. Girl, you looking good. Yes, question your friends. Because they don't want to hurt your feelings. Yep, you look straight up bloated like you about to float away like a hot air balloon. Don't wear that. Get something free flowing. I am that friend. And I expect my people to be the same way with me.
Yeah.
I do.
Because I was actually watched a therapist, I think he's a psychologist, do a review of Disney. He does reviews of Disney villains, and they had covered Tangled, Mother Golga.
Okay.
I don't know. She was the evil villain of Tangled, and it was she's considered to be the best Disney villain in history because she was not overtly like disfigured or ugly or anything. And then the type of abuse she inflicted on the main character, I don't even know what her name is, the princess, was very realistic. She was a type A narcissist, basically. And that manipulation, and a lot of people were talking about how they didn't realize that they were experienced like narcissistic abuse by their parents, and that movie was eye opening for them, and like why, and a lot of people, and this includes me. When I first saw Tangled, I said, well, she's not bad. Is she bad or is she just being protective? And you're kind of like on the fence for the majority of the movie until towards the end, where you're like, no, she's evil. She is evil, right? And that's how a lot of like emotional and psychological abuse starts, where it's just like, well, no. And the therapist broke it down as to like how it was manipulative and how they weaponize the truth, and then they isolate you. And one of the best ways to combat it is to ask other people what they see and like how they're interpreting it. So I agree. I hear what you're saying, Nick, but I do think there's still a great value in asking other people's opinion, especially when you're not sure if something's acceptable or unacceptable. Now
here's my answer to that. If you have to question yourself, it's unacceptable. That's it. I mean, it's simple. It's simple. When in doubt, throw the idea out. Okay? So when you know, especially when it's concerning you. You know what I mean? And you do have people who recreate themselves. I'm a firm believer of that. Recreating yourself and stepping out. And you have to go at your own comfort level, not somebody else's. Because what happens? It's like, okay, if I'm a step out there, bam. Oh, wait a minute. That's extreme. And then we as Americans took on the whole changing the narrative. And it's like, oh, okay, this is what I meant. Let's flip it over. Let's do what we do. Just like FAT, how it changed, we changed the acronym. And it's like, to make us more comfortable. And when I say us as a community, it's like, okay, well, I don't feel like, and I'm not saying for the sick people, I don't feel like doing this. And since we're talking about bodies, let's say, because it's hard for me to even get them like, oh, let me go ahead and work out. You don't feel like it. But once you start, you'll continue. It becomes a habit and you'll continue to go. But yes, it's like, oh yeah, I don't like cake, but let me use this as an example. Oh, I really like that cake, but I'm trying to lose this. You know what I mean? Oh, that cake gonna go straight to my thighs, but I'm gonna go ahead and eat that cake. And I keep eating that cake. And then I want to blame you for my thighs rubbing together. Okay, my dark meat. You know what I'm saying? Why? It's like, and then I want to tell you that it's your fault pretty much, because that's what's happening, because I become the victim. Because I keep eating the doggone cake and I know what's the culprit and I won't work out, but I'm going to blame you and you accept me and my dark thighs. Guess what? We wasn't even paying attention to your dark thighs. You gave it to us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I presented this to you. We wasn't even thinking about your thighs. And then I want to get on there. I'm trying to use me, but you know what I'm saying. I want to get on there and say you body shaming. When you know that you are the person with the problem anyway. Jason said it best. Energy flows where your attention goes. So if you are focused on that and you're like, okay, well, I want to be this way, or I want to get more toned, but you want to blame us because you're not toned, and then flip it and present it.
Because I feel like she doesn't.
Well, that's why I'm using this analogy. I was getting ready to come around to it. When the ultimate goal is, I don't feel like doing it. I don't want it to accept me for who I am. Girl, I wasn't even paying you no attention, so you ain't even have to do any of that.
You didn't have to do all that. Just, yeah.
So that's where I'm at. You didn't even have to do anything because we wasn't paying you any attention.
But don't you feel like, I mean, this to me always, I think back to like childhood and children's psychology, like attention-seeking behavior out of children. And I feel like that's a lot of celebrities do. It's not just Lizzo, but we're discussing Lizzo right now. It's like she's doing the absolute most and doing way more than what she needs to because she wants the attention, negative or positive. It doesn't matter. Like she wants people to look at her. She wants to be a celebrity. You know, she wants people to talk about her. It doesn't matter if it's good or if it's bad. And it could be partially because she spent so much time in her career in the background.
And now she's in the front. Now watch this. Yeah. You said child psychology. But then we respond. Like today, I'm sure somebody out there going to be like, oh yeah, they'll dissect us and say we had problems in our childhood that we talking about her. Maybe we need a psychiatrist. You know what I'm saying? You see how it flips and reverse? It's like, no, come on. Let's move on to Stacey Dash. Listen, allegedly she drink alcohol, so maybe she was drunk for a year, and that's just my opinion. And didn't know that DMX died. Yeah, she did a video, and she had no idea that DMX had died a whole year ago. Girl, what you drinking?
If she
was on
alleged, I'm saying that
and crying on this TikTok video that she made, girl, they was eating her up in them comments on her.
Well, so she had just found out that DMX died.
And yeah, was it a few days ago? Yeah,
a few days ago. She was listening to some of his music.
Social media to cry in front of people to let her know to let other people know how upset she was that she just found out DMX died.
Yeah, to my understanding, I think she was like working on her sobriety, so maybe that's why. Because sometimes they go to those places and shut off from the world.
Okay.
So let's give her a little pass that people probably don't know. When you go to places to help your sobriety or drug, and I'm not saying she's on drug addiction places or anything, whatever issue you're dealing with, they put you away and you're cut off from the outside world. So let's just put that out there because they was eating her up like, wait, what? And she really liked DMX. She really liked him. So she was on there saying she just found out. Everybody like, where are you at? But let's take that into consideration.
She was or allegedly?
I'm going to say allegedly to cover Shop Talk with Mel.
Okay, can I play it for you?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Let me go ahead and
You got the clip ready? Like, let me know when you get ready.
The commercial guy.
Oh, Lord, we're supposed to be ready. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. We put this at the end.
You right about that. Listen, why is this?
Go ahead. You let it. You figure it out.
Hold on.
Okay, you got it? All right. Okay, come on now. I can't play the music. You're going to have us cut off.
Yeah.
You know I got, like, you know how that goes.
Now, I actually had the video where she was crying. Now I don't want to play.
Okay, well, don't worry about it. You guys look that up. Let's talk about Chris Rock. The Oscars had invited him back to do 2023 Oscars. What's your thoughts on that? He declined, but go ahead. Huh?
They being petty.
Okay, what's your thoughts, Nick?
They being petty.
I mean, not Nick. Amber D.
Amber.
Yeah, I feel like they're also being petty, and basically they're taking this opportunity to antagonize and perpetuate this conflict between these two celebrity black men. It's not a good look. That's how I see it. Like, it just wasn't necessary, and it's not helpful. It's not helping to resolve the issue. And I feel like that's because there's an agenda, and they want to. I feel like dominant society loves to see black people in conflict with each other.
So we know it's a business. If he came on and hosted, everybody would be watching.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I think that they were being petty? I don't think so. I think it was a business move, and looking at it like, okay, well, you could come back on and it'll show that you're the stronger man. Boom. And it was, some people feel like, we'll take your $25 million and get your money and get paid. But that's Chris Rock. $25 million, bye. That's a drop in the bucket, okay? Now, see, he's smart. He's thinking like me. I know he is. I don't know him, but I know we thinking the same. So, I'm not going to do that, because if I go and take that $25 million, my lawsuit that I'm working on right here, that says I cannot go out in public to do the Oscars. I don't feel protected at the Oscars to get far more than $25 million. I could sue for far more than that. Oh, I don't know if
the Oscars, or he's suing.
We don't know, because he's quiet, because he's smart.
Right, because he's being quiet.
Right, he's quiet, and he said no. He declined. Some people feel like, oh, okay, like I said, give me the $25 million. I'm cool. Yeah, we'll take the $25 million. I'll take it, smack me again. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. I'll be like, no, and then Will Smith smacked him. I really wouldn't have took it, because I'm going to be like, I'm going to really get paid. $25 million, that's nothing for what I got going on here. I'm still publicly humiliated. I suffer from PTSD. So maybe the Oscar stage, I'm just putting this out here, might bring back memories. Okay. I'm afraid, and I don't know if I'm ready to do those type of events again that pay big bucks. So I need to get that money as well because of the PTSD. No, I'm not ready. Had he taken it, if he is suing Chris Rock, hashtag Tony Rock, listen, if he is suing, there you go. $25 million, that's nothing for what I'm getting. Get your life. And guess what? Forever. People that didn't even know him, like people know Michael Jackson, they gonna remember that guy Chris Rock got slapped from Will Smith on the Oscar stage in 2022. It's forever.
Yeah, it's
forever.
It seems like it's gonna go down it's definitely gonna go down in Oscar history, but
it's going to go down
American history as well.
It's going to go down in every history. You remember how long when, what's his name, Mike Tyson bit off Vander Holyfield's ear?
Yeah.
Still, and that was so long ago, my children know about it. How did they know about it? Because remember all the skits, sitcoms. That's going to go on and on and on. Get your money, Chris Rock. Yeah. I'm not mad at you. And no, I would not go back. Yeah, I said being petty. I think they probably was like, well, he had an opportunity to show professionalism. He showed mad professionalism that night.
Right.
And I wasn't even feeling like Chris Rock before. I'm a Chris Tucker fan. So when I watched the Oscars and how he responded, I became a fan. So him doing his comedy shows is a different environment than being dressed up in a suit, and it may cause PTSD. Go ahead, Nick. Nick got something.
Can we talk about, people talk about his response to that, though? Like, he compared it to him going back to do the show. He compared it to the death of Nicole Brown.
Going back to the crime of the scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
The scene of the crime. Going back to the scene of the crime.
Right. It's so, like, I haven't read some comments, people upset about that.
But watch this stuff.
Compared it to a death.
But still, it could have been the death of his career. We don't know. Perception is everything. He was in it. We watched it. And let's be real. Any man that we know, a man being slapped by a man, that's something.
In front of people, yeah.
And, you know, you be like, oh man, that not a woman smacked a man smacked a woman, which we don't condone, but being slapped by another man, let alone a black man being slapped by another black man. I could just say men, period. I cannot see where that will ever be okay. And guess what? In front of millions, not no cousin, not be like, dang, he slapped him in the living room, and you be like, it's hearsay, be like, oh, okay, I can deny that. You cannot.
Yeah.
And so that is, and he's right. I understood it. It's like going back to the scene of the crime. Mm-hmm. So I understood it. Some people are like, oh, that she died and this and that. You don't know if his, you know, we look at it, his career done, and some of y'all might say, oh, okay, that's not the same. Perception is just what it is. Perception. Mm-hmm. Your perception is your reality. That's his reality. So we have to accept that. And I'm not mad. I'm like, that's forever. And then like the apology, will want to apologize after he get therapy and all this other stuff. Is that an authentic apology? You went on social media and I said he gave an apology to us, but it wasn't to him. And maybe he's not ready. And clearly he's not. If he would not accept that Oscar invite, and then he described how he felt. So here we go as peopling, doing the same thing like I'm saying, shut up and put up, because that's pretty much what they're doing. They're turning it where Will is the victim, and like Chris Rock needs to get over it. No, he's the victim. He's the victim. Let him heal the way that he healed, but it's us people and saying, you should be over by now. That was last year. No. And it may feel like that to him. So everyone's perception is their reality, and we have to respect that. Go ahead, Amber. Look at the time. Go ahead, Amber. You got something?
No. I
appreciate you bringing that up, Nick, too.
You know, that's a great point. I honestly didn't think of it like that. And the PTA, when you first mentioned PTSD, I was like, that's probably a reach for the lawsuit. But then I'm like, no, it probably really is, because honestly, I don't even condone slapping a child in the face. You know what I'm saying? Like a tap on the butt is one thing, or just a straight up beating. I don't know, but like to slap someone in the face is so degrading. You know, it's like spitting in someone's face. Like it's not even that it's like hurt. It's just so disrespectful. Mm-hmm. You know. Yeah.
And did you know that, at least I was told by a policeman before, that if someone decides to pursue charges, a slap in the face to get you in trouble a lot more than a punch in the face will.
Why?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we got to look that up. We definitely got to look that up.
Yeah, definitely. That's fascinating.
It is. Well, I know why a spit in the face will. Mm-hmm. That's attempted murder, especially if you're infected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But he, you know, just having random conversations with police.
You know what? You got to think about that. A punch in the face is reactive. A slap in the face is usually intentional. So I'm no cop. Look, I'm no cop. I'm no attorney. But we got friends, though, that can come and let us know. We definitely got friends that come on Shop Talk. And hey, look, see? No, the dog is co-signing. The dog is co-signing. The dog said yes.
He always co-signing something.
At the end, yeah, he know when to. He said, "Preach, Mel."
I hear that 12 o'clock.
You hear it. You hear it. You hear. it. I'm telling y'all here, we got a good, we got to wait till that go off.
I found the video now where she was sitting there crying.
Oh, boy.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear that clip before we sign off. I was going to do the Q-tips, but don't worry.
I'm ashamed. I didn't know. I didn't know DMX died. I didn't know.
Man, get the music off, because it's going to cut us off.
That's the music.
Okay, all right, that's enough. That's enough, thanks. Look, I'm like, get the music off, it's going to cut us off.
Yeah, that's the music in her video.
She seems weird.
She, like, was sincere about it, though.
She was.
So you felt that she was being sincere?
No, I said she was sincere about it in the video. Look, but no, that was attention seeking.
You think so?
Yeah, it seems like I definitely.
He has not been relevant since insensitive. So yeah, she's seeking attention now, trying to get back in the fold. Nah, baby, that ain't how you do it.
Well, you mean this back in the fold of the Black community?
Yeah, some of the stuff that she previously said that where everybody just said that Stacey Dash, listen, she was no longer invited to the cookout.
Right. No, I mean she seemed like she exited from the cookout herself.
Yeah,
but,
she really did.
Because I feel like, to me, it's giving personality disorder. I really don't understand people that do stuff like that. I'm like, what is wrong with you? It's weird. It's super weird, and it struck me as disingenuous. Like, and regardless of how you felt about DMX, like, he died. It was a while ago. Like, it just seems like she's using his death as a prop to, like, display her acting talents. Like, it was just weird.
Oh, yeah, she is an actress, so it could be that.
Exactly. Yeah,
because she's a good one.
I said she was seeking attention. She's trying to get back out there.
Yeah.
Trying to put herself back out there.
But if she was doing I forgot what it's called when they're casting, doing like an interview for a character, like that's not it.
The impromptu.
Right, yeah.
I know about the impromptu because Mel made me do one. That's how I got the role for.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very weird.
Extremely.
Yeah. I mean, if she's sitting there full on crying, girl, you was seeking attention for real. Just go somewhere, sit down, shut up. Just continue to just stay over that way. Work on yourself. Work on your mental health because she's clearly mental.
Yeah. Okay.
Clearly.
All right. All right, lovely people. Listen, that is our time. We already know, so give it up to my co-host. Let's give it up for the lovely Nick the Boy. She keep it real. She keep it real for the people. Do I gotta hold that? Thank you so much, baby doll. And then we have our analyst, Amber D. Keep it real. Keep us up on the stats and let us know what's going on. And you know she's going to take you to school. She's definitely going to take you to school. Oh, let's look at that this way. Let's go ahead. Maybe you think it's some type of mental disorder. Okay, yeah, that might be. Yeah, maybe they need in child psychology. Maybe something happened back then. But y'all know how Amber D does it. So check us out next week on Shop Talk with Bells. Give it up. Thank you. Goodbye. So long, Amber D. All right, my lovely people, I did not give you today's Q-tips. So I'm going to give you these quick tips real fast. Avoid people who mess with your head. The number two, let me do that too. Intentionally and repeatedly do or say things that they know will upset you. That's what I mean by that, messing with your head. The people that can't apologize when they do you wrong. The ones that act like the victim. If you listen to the show, you heard me say that throughout. And I mean it. Today's footnote, boundaries. If someone throws a fit because you said boundaries, it's just more evidence, people, that the boundaries are needed. author unknown. I had to pull that one from this. I was like, oh, this is good. So that is my time, lovely people. I thoroughly enjoyed you as I do each and every single Saturday. I truly appreciate your time. That's something that we cannot get back. Join us every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on your favorite podcast and right here. And don't forget to subscribe to Shop Talk with Mel on YouTube. We truly appreciate you, okay? Find you, embrace you, most importantly, always, always love you. And until next week, people, you know what it is. Shop Talk right here every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon.